Okay, we're going to attempt to do page 16 and 17 to continue our journey into reading. What we have here, and you need to understand, you have to use what you've already learned and apply it to all these pages. And we have something new here, so this is going to take a little bit more time. We have combinations now. You look at the first measure, you have eighth notes in 2/16 as opposed to a grouping of 4/16. What happens here? How do we play this? Okay, well, the eighth notes are just simple. We already know how to play that. And when I get to 4, I'm going to stop and explain it. I'm going to do the first measure, the first line. Here we go. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. I didn't stop on 4, I just played it through. Now let's talk about 4. The count 4 E and the. You have an eighth note, which is equal to 2/16. So I have 4 E. Now you have 2/16 and the. The first measure again. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Now what I did is I put the measure 3 times so you become familiar with the notation and the feel. Here we go. I'm going to do the first 3 measures in 16th note color. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Third measure, you need to apply what we've learned in the previous videos or the previous pages. You have the eighth note rest, which is equal to 2/16. And you have an eighth note, which is equal to 2 more 16ths. That's a total of 4/16, which equals 1/4. The last measure, 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Okay, that takes care of line 1 without the metronome. Now I'm going to put the metronome on 60, play the first line, 4 measures. 60. And I'm thinking 16ths. Sometimes I'll count out loud, sometimes I'll count to myself. So here we go, line 1. 1, 2, 3 E and the play. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2. 3 E and the 4 and the 1 E and the 2 and 3 and 4 and. Takes care of the first line, 4 measures. As we continue, line 2, different combinations, but in a different place. And you'll see the math doesn't change. If you add all of that up, it does come to 4/4. Second line, first measure without the metronome. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and again. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Again, I put that same measure 3 times so you become familiar with it, the feel. I'm going to play the first 3 measures. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to explain line 4, the 4th measure, line 2. First 3 measures, line 2, without the metronome. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. 3 measures, line 2. The 4th measure, line 2. I'm mixing it up somewhat here. I have an eighth note, 2/16. An eighth note, 2/16, an eighth note, 2/16, and then a quarter. Again, with the definition, 4/4 time, 4 beats to a measure. Each quarter note receives 1 count or 1 beat. If you were to add all of the notes up and reduced it to its lowest term, you will come up with 1, 4/4. Last measure, without the metronome, 1 E, play. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Let me slow that down a little bit. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Line 2 with the metronome at 60. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4. Takes care of 2 lines. Now, the third line, we're just mixing it all up. What are some more possibilities of an eighth note, 2/16, or a quarter note, or just a grouping of eighth notes, how they can fall? If you take each downbeat and break it down, you'll be able to play this. Line 3, first measure without the metronome. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Going to slow it way down. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Now, this might seem like this is not what I want to do. I want to play grooves. I want to play these patterns or whatever. This is where it begins. This is where the better you understand how this rhythm falls, the better of a player and the more musical of a player you will become. I'm going to do line 3, second measure. Here we go, slowly. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and. Next measure. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Now you must remember, it takes a lot more control to be able to play something slow. More focus, and this is what some of this is all about, is the control and the focus and getting the tempos correct. First, before you can get the tempos correct, you have to work out the notation and understand it. Line 4, again, we continue with different combinations. Now from this point on, from line 4, I'm going to play line 4, 5, 6 without stopping. And like I had mentioned in a few other videos, if it's too fast or I'm not explaining it to your abilities, please email me and I will try to help you a little bit more than what I'm doing at the moment. Okay, well, line 4 without the metronome, all right? 16th note counting. Here we go. 1 E, play. E. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and 3 E and the 4 E and the second measure 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E. Third measure 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E. Line 6 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E7 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E. Last line 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4. Without the metronome, you might want to slow it down or just continually get familiar with each measure, play each measure over and over and over again until you become familiar with the notation. Now I'm going to put the metronome on 60 and I'm going to run down page the line 1 to line 8 at 60. Here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 E and the 1 E and the 2. 3 and 4 and the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 E and 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and the 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4. 1 E and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2. 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4. Line and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and the 4 and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and 4. Line 5 1 2 E and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and 4 and the 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4. 6 1 E and the 2 3 and 4 E and 1 E and the 2 and the 3 E and the 4 and 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 and the 3 E and the 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4 E and the 1 and 2 and the 3 E and the 4 and 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 and 2 and 3 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 and 3 and 4. 1 E and the 2 and 3 and 4 E and the 1 and 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's 60. Okay, now just keep practicing and practicing. Take measure by measure or line by line at a variety of tempos. That's at 60. I performed this, or played it for you rather, at without the metronome, just to break it down somewhat. And again, I said if you need to have it slower, give me a buzz on my email or Facebook, and I also have my phone number posted if you'd like to call. Okay, that takes care of page 16. To be continued to page 17, and have fun, practice, and go forward. Thank you.